Welcome to the Brew of Life podcast show, episode 4. I'm your host, Steven, and today we'll be talking about the importance of meditation. Enjoy the show! It is good to be back. Welcome everyone to the show again. It's been quite some times. And also, happy November to everyone. November is going to be the month full of blessings, and I just know that everyone's going to have a good November. And November is going to be one of those good months. I just know it. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode and let's get talking. So, I talked about this in earlier episodes. I talked about this in the important... Wait, what was it? I talked about it in... my bad, having that brain fog in me. Living in the present moment, which is the first episode I have ever made. And also other episodes I talked about, like why meditation so it's really good for us. And also just like why being here in the now is the only thing we got, I guess you can say. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, I started meditating around 8 months ago. I started doing it in March and April. And back then, the reason why I just started meditating is just because, I don't know, I just wanted to get rid of some bad habits. I just wanted to just get out of my comfort zone. That's basically about it. And meditation is when the first time if you're gonna do it, it's gonna be really hard for you. Most definitely, it's gonna be really hard for you just to, doing it, because you're gonna have that a little discomfort because sometimes our mind, we don't really just being in the moment sometimes. I'm not really sure. Our minds can just go wild. It can just go crazy. And sometimes our mind all of a sudden just starts overthinking. Starts thinking about the past. Starts thinking about the future. Start thinking about all these things. And it's keeping you distance away from the now. Which the now is all we got. And that's why I just say the present moment is so important. Always be 100% present. That's why they call it the present moment. It's literally a gift. Present. If you just think about it. And I talked about that too. There was a Kung Fu Panda quote about it. I can't really. Okay, I think it was something like this. It was yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And that was a quote. I remember saying that in the first episode. And, I still stick by that. And that's why I just meditation, in my opinion, it's like a superpower. It is literally like a superpower that all of us have. But yet, we weren't really taught about this superpower. We weren't never really taught about meditation in school. And I just feel if meditation was taught in schools, I just feel nowadays, anxiety, depression, overthinking, stress, frustration, all these negative thoughts in our head would just decrease. I don't know why. Sure, all these stuff is always going to be here. They're no doubt about that. Anxiety is always going to be here. Depression is going to always be here. It's always going to be here. No doubt about that. Though, once we get these negative feelings in us and these negative thoughts in us, we know how to approach them. We know how to approach them, I guess you can say, a more mature way. And, and also just with meditation as well, it just makes us so much more calmer with the mind. Sometimes, my mind is really just, it just overthinks a lot. My mind always give me some negative thoughts in my head, just like self-doubt. Like I kind of feel like sometimes, I'm like my mind is the enemy to myself. And I remember back then I always try to fight these thoughts. I always try to fight these uh things in my mind. I always try to fight overthinking. And I feel like the more I interact with these thoughts, the more I interacted with with my mind, the more all of a sudden it grew it grew more and more. It grew worse. It didn't really help the situation. It made it much worse. And I think this is like one thing about meditation that you need to do. You must surrender yourself. And what I mean by that is just like you need to just surrender yourself to your mind. Like don't try to fight. Just stop trying to fight. Stop trying to do all these things to resist. Stop resisting. Stop doing these things to interact with the mind. Just stop interacting. Okay? In order to get rid of these negative thoughts, we have to not, feed these thoughts. Because like the more we feed them, the more it'll grow and grow. And we just have to surrender ourselves. We just have to accept that it's there, and just accept that these all these stuff in my mind, they're gonna come and go. Okay, they're just gonna come and go. Okay, they're like clouds. When we have a thought in our mind, they're just like clouds. Clouds, they just you see them 1 second and then they just start floating by and passing by another. And it's just like with meditation, I think it just made me realize that we are not our thoughts. We are not really our thoughts. I kind of feel like our thoughts is some kind of way of like ego. It's just ego, some way. Sometimes we get some we get some positives. We think of something about positively. That can just keep us happy, give us good energy, give us good vibes. Just makes our day like so much more better, right? Sometimes we get those negative ones, the ones that we hate so much, and when we try to resist them, it just gets so much worse. And like resisting is one of the worst ways, you can do to your mind. Never try to resist. Just know that it's there. Notice. Like, that's all you have to do. Just notice that these thoughts are here. Like, just notice, like the things in your mind. And like most definitely, when you're gonna meditate, like there's gonna be a lot of thoughts popping up in your mind. There's a lot, whether it's good or bad. We never try to interact with them. You never try to interact with them. Just notice that it's there, and just accept it, and just know that for the fact that, this thought is not gonna stay forever in my mind. Then just let it pass by. Just watch your thoughts just going and like passing and going. Just passing and going like clouds. And like whenever I try to meditate and there's a thought in my mind, I just think about them like clouds. I just imagine myself in I just imagine myself laying down in a plain of grass, looking up in the sky, looking up at the clouds, and just seeing the clouds just moving, just passing by. And I'm not interacting with the clouds. I'm just noticing that they're there. I'm not trying to resist these clouds. I'm not trying to do anything to these clouds except just surrendering myself to these clouds, and know that it's there. Like I can't do nothing about it, and just accept about that. Accept that sometimes these thoughts they're just gonna all of a sudden just pop in our minds, and we can't really resist sometimes. Just accept that it's there, and sooner or later that thought is just going to go pass by. And I think that's one good thing about meditation. It's just because sometimes our mind can play tricks on us. Like our biggest enemy, like I said, is our mind, because our mind sometimes can give us a bad mindset sometimes. And what I mean by bad mindset is sometimes mindset of self-doubt, mindset that you're not perfect enough, mindset of just mindset of caring what other people think, mindset of just all these just negative emotions, negative energy. That's why I just like the enemy that we have is ourselves. Like we are like ourselves is the enemy. Okay, no one around us is but ourselves. And like we have to approach that in some shape or form. We have to approach that somehow in order to try to like get rid of these. Get rid of these bad mindset in us. And put good mindset, because literally like you can do anything. Like if you have something in your mind right now and like you want to do it, you can do it literally right now. All you just need to have is a positive mindset. That's all you need. And like, for example, like let's say I have a mindset of playing the piano, right? I like just imagine myself, I never played the piano before. All of a sudden that mindset in me, yeah, I want to play the piano. So I start. So then go to my room. I see instruments, the piano, and start learning. And like I can just imagine myself that like first try I'm not gonna do so well. Like I'm still learning. Though even though if I don't do so well playing the piano, doesn't mean I suck at playing the piano. Like it's just first try. Like if I fail at doing something at like first try, that's totally okay. I'll do it again. And probably, if I do it again and again and again, I'll get better at it. And like all you just need is that positive mindset that you are gonna get better at like performing something, being talent at something. And yeah, that was literally me as well. Like now, I play the piano, and I remember I'd tell myself like back then like I probably could never play the piano. Like I remember back then, like it looked so scary to me, and I just had like that negative mindset that I can't play it. But now here I am. I'm getting better and better at it. It's really fun to play the piano. And honestly, I just like doing it. So yeah, it's just the mindset that we have. And like that self-doubt can just literally just destroy us. Like that self-doubt, I can just say, is somewhat of a comfort zone. When you try to do something that to get out of your comfort zone, your self-doubt is going to try your best. Like it's going to try something, like it's going to try everything in order to you to not do that. Because like our minds do not like discomfort. We have to adapt with discomfortness. And like if we never adapt to discomfortness, like how are we going to evolve in the first place? Because excuse me, my bad. Like when we're in a position where we're so comfortable, like if you're like laying on the couch watching TV on our phones, just doing something, or like playing video games, doing something that makes us comfortable, giving us so much pleasure all of a sudden, like fill us up with like pleasure, but it's not like that long-term pleasure. It's more of that short-term pleasure in us. And then like we try to like when we have that thought, like when we have like that positive mindset pop up in our minds, and like we want to do something like exercising, our mind will try to do every single thing to stop us from doing that. And yeah, just like with meditation, like, man, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really important. Like everything is mindset. Like if you have the mindset for it, like the positive mindset for it, you're gonna do it. If you have the negative mindset for it, then you're bound to fail. Like first try, you're bound to fail. And it's just like, man, like mindset is just everything. It is literally everything. Like if it's just, I guess you could say like, if you have a positive mindset, then we can manifest some stuff, some good stuff in our lives. And also like, you have to do it now. That's why the present moment is so good right now, because the present moment is an opportunity right now. You could do something right now, get out of your comfort zone, do something that like you want to do so badly. It can just be anything. You can put in that work right now. Never put it off to the side. Never put it off to the future. When we say to ourselves like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that in the future, I'm gonna do this in the future, you're not gonna do it. Like the only time you have is now. Okay, every day is an opportunity, and the now and the present moment is an opportunity. Okay, these are the two only opportunities we have. And just yeah, like if you just putting something on the side, just do that right now. And I trust me, like when you actually do that thing, like you're gonna feel so much better. Like you're just gonna like thank yourself. Like wow, I just did this. And man. And yeah. So let's get into how we're gonna meditate. I know I just started rambling about like mindset and stuff, but mindset is really important in meditation. It's like one of the key aspects to it. So yeah, let's talk about how how just to meditate. It's just very simple. Like you can literally meditate almost anywhere you want. Like like anywhere. Just trust me, like just like anywhere. Whether it's on a chair, you're lying down on bed, you know, outside, inside, outdoors, indoors. Sorry, I didn't be like too specific about it. Like you can literally meditate, literally just anywhere, anytime, and you want. And it's literally like a superpower because like we can do it anytime. So yeah. So how we're gonna do this is just like, I guess you can say, for beginners, it's always a good thing, when you're meditating. Like if these thoughts are really irritating you, like when you're meditating, just bothering you, and like it comes to a point like where like somehow like you can't like, like enter like, I don't know how to say, like you can't really like you resist, you're resisting them, and you're interacting with them. If that happens, for beginners, it's just focusing on your breath. Focusing on your breath is probably one of the most key aspects to just meditation. Just because, like, we are never so appreciated how we breathe. Like breathing right now, in this present moment, like breathing in this oxygen, breathing in this air, like we are never really so like grateful about it. I just realized that like we are never so grateful about breathing. Like breathing literally makes us live in the now. It makes us like breathing just makes you notice like I'm living right now. I'm living and breathing. Like my heart's pumping. Like I'm just living. I'm here. Like I'm so grateful to be alive right now. So when you're meditating, just focus on your breath. And just take a deep, like it can just be any, like it doesn't have to be a specific like type of breathing. Just breathe at your own pace. Never try to force some kind of way of breathing, because the more we try to force something in meditation, the more we try to, the more the mind doesn't really like it. Okay, so that's why we should never force anything at all, and just let things go with the flow. And just breathe, just notice like the pace of your, when you're breathing. Just notice, like when it goes in and out. Just notice if you're breathing, like some breathings are like heavy, deep breathing or just really shallow. Just notice these things about your breathing. Just like, and also just noticing like how your lungs expand while you're just breathing into this, while you're breathing this air, and just breathing it out of your mouth. And just do the process again slowly. And like I said, never try to force it. Just let it naturally happen. And like just focus on it. Focus on the breathing. Like just focus, just notice that it's there. Just notice about it. And another thing is noticing, like notice the things like outside, like your environment. Notice the environment you are at. Whether you're outside in your backyard. For example, you're meditating outside your backyard. You notice the grass. You notice the trees. You notice the birds. You notice the animals. You notice these noises. And, like, never try to interact with the noise. Just notice that it's there. And, like, sometimes, when you meditate, like, sometimes, there like maybe, like, a noise that sometimes just irritates us. and it can just makes us like not meditate and just like make us like kind of annoyed about it. What I'm saying right now, like, if you hear some noise, like you're trying to meditate inside your room, and then like, all of a sudden you just hear your neighbor's like lawnmower just starting up, that can irritate us. So what you want to do there, like, just try not to interact with it. Try not to interact with noises outside or inside your house, whether, people are talking inside your house or just about anything. Just notice that it's there and just accept it. Whether the noise does not irritate you or it does, just notice that it's there. And trust me, like, you're going to get more comfortable with these noises, because like I remember when I first tried to meditate, sometimes like that one annoying noise, inside of my house could just set me off and like just not be in a meditative state. And now I just know, I just accept it. Because like we can never control sounds around us. We can never control that at all. And we just surrender ourselves and just accept the fact that it is there. And just that, we have to live by, like, it's here in the present moment, so what? And just accept that it's not going to stay there forever. Just like our thoughts, it's not going to stay there forever. So, yeah. And also, just like, gently close your eyes and just surrender yourself. And also, like I said, if there's thoughts coming inside your mind, think of them like clouds, or like think of them like an ocean, like waves. Like for example, waves don't last forever as well. Just think about your thoughts, like you're in the ocean right now at the beach. You see this big wave, and then as more like comes gradually coming towards you, it starts decreasing down and down, and then it's gone into the water. Be like water. And I got that quote from Bruce Lee. Be like water. Flow like water. And that will really help you as well. And also, if you really, and also like try to put your back straight up. Like get yourself in a good, like, discomfortable position, because like sometimes sitting back, like I remember I used to have this habit, my back always was not in a good posture, I guess you can say. It was always like curved, and I always like put my back curved, like, and just like sit lazy and stuff. Like if you have that habit of doing that, and just like you want your back to be set up as straight and normal as possible, and like meditation can help you with that, because it's just really important to do that as well. And yeah, definitely if you have that problem, bad posture, that is going to be really hard for you, for your first meditation. But it's gonna take some time. You gotta adapt to it, and you're gonna get used to it, and just trust me by that. Let's see, any other things? Man, there's a lot of things I thought about, and also I have no notes of like, I'm just like saying this on top of my mind. So yeah. And also, just like, I remember saying this in the pre-episode, so I guess I want to say it again. Like if there's some like bad thoughts in you, just think about something. Think about nature. Think about something calming. Think about just something, like anything calming. Like think about space. Like space, when I think about space, it's just very soothing, very calming. Or just think about nature, or even better, like if your mind starts playing tricks with you and stuff, go outside, go to your backyard, and just meditate as well. And I'm sure, for sure, it's gonna get a lot better for you for that. I feel like outside meditation is a lot more better than inside, just because with the outside world, with just nature, you get to feel more things around you. You get to feel the wind blowing through your face. You get to feel, you get to hear, like when you like trees, you get to hear some trees, like like the what I don't know, like leaves moving when the wind comes by. You get to like just notice all these things in nature, and that's yeah. I mean, you don't have to do it, but like for like meditation with like meditation plus just the outdoors is so much better in my opinion. And yeah, and also one more thing about meditation is just try not like sometimes like we always had that thought like like if you're outdoors as well, sometimes you may worry like what people are going to think about you. Honestly, don't don't do that at all. I just don't care what people think. Honestly, just don't care. It's gonna be really hard because like our ego will try to do everything in our way to stop trying to meditate, and like our ego try to worries us like, oh, what if people's what will people react to this? What people react to that? When they see us doing this calm state, because like I feel like nowadays, it's not really that common of people meditating now. Like I don't really know anyone who meditates. Like in real life wise, I don't even know. Like I feel like I'm the only one. I hope I'm not the only one. But if I am, then oh well, I guess. And man. So just like yeah, sometimes that ego in your head is gonna pop up while you're meditating. And like I said, think about it like clouds. And I'm sure it's just gonna pass by. And well, yeah, I think that is today. That's it for today episode. This has been a really long episode. I talked a lot in here. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. And I hope that this this podcast episode has just helped you. And yeah, good luck on your meditating journey if you want. Like I said, you don't have to meditate. I feel like meditation, it should never be by force. Okay? It should always be a choice of meditating. So just remember that. It should always be a choice, not just forcing. The more things we try to force in life, the more it'll never come in our life. So just gradually just let it happen naturally. Because that's what happened to me. I just let it happen naturally. I never forced myself, to do it. Guess you can say. Well, yeah. Anyways, that is all for today's episode. Thank you guys for listening again. And also, follow the Brew of Life Show on Instagram and Twitter at the Brew of Life Show podcast. And yeah, even though I barely use Instagram and Twitter right now, as of now, because I've been trying to distance myself from social media. But probably when I upload this episode, I'll probably just promote it on social media. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. Like, thank you all of you guys. Like, honestly, thank you all of you guys. Like, I've actually been enjoying making podcast shows. And also, shout out to that, and okay, shout out to someone who has posted a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast. I don't really I got kind of surprised. Like, someone actually reviewed, my podcast show, and they rated 5 stars. Like, out of all the stars they could have rated, it was 5. So like, shout out to that person, whoever done that, and like, you are cool. Shout out to you, man, or her. I don't really know. To that person, and I really respect that. Like, actually, so thank you guys for so much for that, and just support the show in any ways. Like, share this podcast show to anyone else as well, because like, I want to grow. I guess you can say. I'm not really sure what to even say, but yeah, enough for me. Just like rambling on. This is Brew of Life Show, and also one more thing. Oh my gosh. If you want to be on the show, then you can, like, actually. So if you try to be on the show, just try to DM me, try to contact me in any shape or form, and I will check, and I will take any requests for what is it? for a collaboration of a pod, for a guest to be on this show. And I don't know how that will work out, but I'm sure it's gonna work out all right. And yeah, my name is Steven, and this is the Brew of Life show. Everyone has and I hope everyone have a blessing day, and peace.